Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show. Grab your coffee or your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started on those red hot topics, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got toast. Believe me, we've got you covered. And also, you could purchase my book, Life After the Diagnosis. If you know a survivor or you are a survivor, this is the book that you need. Well, let's go ahead and get this party started right, shall we?
Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year to everybody out there. So, this is the first show of the year that is live in full effect. I want to personally, first of all, apologize that we're a little late, but that doesn't matter because we're on now. And as you see, we are out and about. We're on location, just like we said we were going to do here and there. We're going to do the show in different places and just to explore Garden City and let you guys see what all we got here in Garden City, whether that be a restaurant, whether that be, a park or whatever the case may be. And right now, that's where we are. We are in Sharon Park in Garden City. As you see, we are under the gazebo. And I want to make sure I can see you guys, so hopefully you can see me. And this is where we're gonna do the show today on location. So thank you again for tuning in to the very first 2023 Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, if you are new to the broadcast, if you are new to the show, because I get people that stop me in the grocery store and stop me at different events and they say, hey, I like your show. When do you come on? How long are you on? Well, we come on every Thursday morning, and it is from 10 a.m. Eastern or 9 Central Time, 9 a.m. Central, and every Thursday. Now, we want to go on live, but if I'm not on live, you still have a pre-recorded session of the show, whether that's back in the day, dun, dun, or a pre-recorded show that we might have done earlier that week. But either way it goes, on Thursday morning, you will see this girl right here talking about what you're talking about. The Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show is all about what you are talking about. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Yes, we talk about the red hot topics. We talk about what you're talking about. And lo and behold, what are you guys talking about? Let's see what you got to say to me this morning. Hey, Bernard, good morning. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try because I don't wake up like this. Okay. Thank you so much for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Happy New Year, Derek. How are you? How are you? How is your new year? Now, if you guys have seen the show last Thursday, I wanted you guys to have a word tuning in from Pula. Get out of here, Alice. You are tuning in from Pula. Now, sometimes we shoot in Pula too. So, but today it's Garden City Day. So that's where we are. Now, if you watched the show last Thursday, I asked you guys to come up with a word for 2023. No resolutions, because sometimes resolutions come and resolutions go. You own it one moment and then you fall off the wagon. So we're not going to do a resolution, but we will do a word. So we're going to get down into that in further in the show, but I want to have you pray about it first. Pray about it first and see what God has for you as far as a word for the year of 2023. Now, back to the red hots. Okay, I'm sorry. If you are new to the broadcast, that's where I was. If you're new to the broadcast, what we do is, first of all, we talk about what you're talking about. Second of all, we talk about three red hot topics. Now, I am guilty of having more than three red hot topics. I'm guilty. Ooh, baby, these nails need to get done. But anyway, I'm guilty of having more than three sometimes. And today, honey, is that day. Because what are we talking about? We are talking about the football player Hammond. I think that's his last name. Let me get this information. I think that's his last name. Is Hammond. Hamlin, yes. Hamlin showing promising signs, friend says. Now, if you have to be under a rock if you don't know what's happening with this football player. So here we are watching the football game on what was it, last Wednesday or Thursday? And the first quarter, maybe a few plays in the game, there was a young man named Damar Hamlin. He was tackled, and he was after the tackle, he stood up and he literally collapsed. Now, everyone was horrified, for one, because we had no idea what was happening. But they started CPR on the field. So that told you right there how serious this was. Then he was down there for 9 minutes. Now we know about 9 minutes. That was too long for someone to be on the field, unconscious, and not responding. So EMS came, took him to the hospital, and now research has shown that he had a cardiac arrest. He had his heart stopped. Now, as much as I keep watching the news and keep watching medical professionals and things like that, and how they're talking about what is taking place and what happened, because I mean, my first thought was he's 24 years old. What in the world? A cardiac arrest. Then the more and more I listened, the tackle, it seemed like it hit him at the same time his heart beat. So that's what caused it. And I'm just like, what in the world? And they also interviewed another, I think he was a hockey player, and the same thing happened to him. The hockey stick hit him in the chest the same time his heart was beating. You know, and that is just phenomenal to me. Phenomenal, because it doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing, that type of impact at the same time your heart is beating can happen to any person at any age at any time. And then you start to think, oh my gosh, what all do you do during the day? It's like, and in sports, you think about what all can happen, or what the impact is throughout the sports world. So it's like, this is something. But so as I was watching and as I was just terrified and horrified, I'm thinking, Lord, if that was my son, what would I be doing? I mean, I just know prayers went up immediately. And this is what's touching to me. What was so touching to me? It was so many things. So let me start from the beginning. What was touching to me is that his whole team surrounded him as they were working on him to keep the cameras out. That was, I mean, everything to me. And then the other team joined and kneeled and started praying. And then they postponed and then canceled the game. And then teammates and also the opposite team, some team members went to the hospital to see how he was doing. And I read something on social media that really made me think as well. They were like, yes, pray for Hamlin, but also pray for the man, for the gentleman that hit him. Because if you can imagine, you're thinking, I caused it, you're thinking it was my fault, and so here you are. Yes, you're praying, yes, you're hoping, but all at the same time, you need prayers to go out for you too, because you're guilt. I mean, you feel guilt, and you feel concern, and you feel worry, and you feel all of that. So let's pray for everyone, And a girlfriend of mine said something that was very, very interesting, and that hit a solid point with me. It was like in 2020, if you guys remember the Colin Kaepernick kneel, right? Everyone was talking about black and white, black and white. Everything was separate, you know. It was black or it was white or it was wrong or it was right. It was just crazy. NFL madness, right, in 2020. And then here we are again, NFL in the spotlight, but this time it's the coming together. And she mentioned that to me, and I just sat on that, and I was like, you know what, you're right, because any other time they'd be fighting, they'd be talking about, the Star Spangled Banner or whatever. But now it's commentators on TV that are praying. So God is now the main focus, not color. And I think that's where God wants it. It's like it's not going to be a color thing in heaven. It's not going to be an issue with this skin in heaven. It's going to be spirits. You're not taking this skin with you. This skin is going back down in the ground, dust, where it came from. So it's not going to be skin. So we got to get over this skin thing. I know you got black folks saying, but this is what happened. And you got white folks saying, well, this is what's going to happen, whatever, whatever. But now, this point right here, God is telling everyone, first of all, Sundays are for me, not football. Uh, Ding. And then, second of all, it's not about the color of your skin, it's about God. It's about praising, praying, worshiping the number one king, the number one greatest of all time is God. So she mentioned that, and I thought that was a very, very interesting point. But we are praying for this young man. We're praying for the family and also the gentleman that hit him. We're praying that he doesn't go down in history feeling guilty about this uh, critical blow that he gave to this young man. And it wasn't even a serious blow. It wasn't a head, a helmet, low blow, a penalty shot. It wasn't anything like that. It was just impact at the same time in a certain location, the same time his heart was beating. It's just, man. So yes, we're praying for that. So that is what is really talking, on this floor now, what everyone's talking about. Commentators didn't know what to say, what to do. I mean, it was like, what do you do? And for me, if you ask me, I think they should shut it all down. Don't play another game until we find out that this young man is doing better. For me, I don't care about NFL. I love football. I like football. Don't get me wrong. But for me, I could care less about anyone playing at this point. I mean, I'd rather see the young man move a finger, move a toe, say hello to his family or something before another game should be played. And that's just me, especially by the Buffalo Bills. Y'all should just put that all on ice, But that's my personal opinion. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think they should go on as business as usual? Man, I tell you what, Skip and Shannon, do y'all watch First Take? Skip and Shannon, baby, let me tell you something. They won't they won't Skip's job, because Skip was like, football must go on type of thing. I don't want to quote him, but he sent a tweet, and he had the nerve to say that he stands behind his tweet. So what do you do with that? What do you do with that? We're not going to entertain you. One of ours, and I don't mean the black thing or whatever. I'm just saying a person is in critical condition. He might be stabilizing, he might be doing well, but at the time, no one knew what the result of this young man was. And Skip, you gonna say let the football games continue? Come on now, homie. So yeah, they want your job, dude. And Shannon is sure getting tired of you. And I don't know if it's for the ratings of them, doing the little back and forth or whatever, but it's not looking manly at this point. So I'm thinking either y'all squash this and move forward, or y'all separate, because all of this bickering and it's not manly. And Shannon, I like Shannon. I think he's funny and I like him, but you going back and forth with Skip is not a good look. So if Skip is on your last nerve and you tired of him or whatever, you need to leave the show. And that's just my opinion. But what do you guys think about, first of all, the young man in the hospital and Skip and Shannon? What do you think about that craziness? I just think they need to separate because it's looking a little feminine. So that's the first red hot topic. The second red hot topic for today is host's estranged wife speaks out on GMA3 romance. Okay, so if you watch Good Morning America, you know about this man. I'm not even gonna call his name or her name because I'm not giving him no publicity because I think the whole situation is pitiful. But anyway, his estranged wife is now speaking out on all these photos that are popping up, videos that are popping up with him and this side chick, this mistress. Okay. And so he's filed for divorce. He's leaving his ex-wife. Okay, fine. But you doing the PA, which is public affection, is sickening. It really is sickening. It is tired. So I'm thinking, is there a time frame to say, hey, I've moved on and this is my new woman and this is what it is? Yes, there's a time to where you can do your thing. I ain't mad at you. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But right after, and it's not even solidified, you can't keep yourself together until then, out of respect of your wife and child. What kind of mess is that? I mean, if you've moved on, fine. If want to do the public affection out and about, fine. But at least hold on, hold out, sit down until it is final. I mean, it's still fresh to her. She loved you. You might not have loved her or whatever, but you also have a daughter. And I know you'd be ready to fight if that happened to your daughter. That is just so tired. So I just think, when I was watching it, I was like, they show is kikiing a lot, as they say, you're doing a lot of kikiing and going on. And lo and behold, they're having an affair. And they've probably been having an affair. But my whole thing is, your business is not my business. But as far as a wife goes, that does not feel good to see you moved on so quickly and you're just out there wilding out. And you got a daughter. It's just, I mean, at least wait till the ink dries on the divorce papers before you show your whole tail. You know what I mean? I'm like, really? Bernard, I agree with Skip. This is a business and a job. Oh my gosh, Bernard, are you serious? We all feel awful for what happened on the field. No one person is bigger than the game. If a police officer gets shot and is in ICU, do all the other police officers stop working? Oh wow, Bernard. Okay, all right. So, what do you guys think about Bernard saying that? Because I'm going to address you, Bernard. And you got who you got, and you got Colin. Is that Colin on your profile pic? So I'm gonna say this, Bernard. I see your point. It is a job. Yes, it is. But at the same time, you gotta at least offer Derek. It is just like back in the day when the former Detroit lion broke his neck in the game. That session kept going. Oh my gosh. This should pause for a minute. This is also the same field a week prior Tua got hurt. I know. See, and that's where I get the issue at. Ellis, who are you talking about? You can't give us T and don't tell us who you're talking about. Okay, wait. Okay, Ellis, let me go back and address Bernard with the this comment right here. Okay, so yes, football is a job. I get it. I totally understand what you're saying. Okay, it's a job. But even when you have a person sick or a death or something or injury or something like that, you pause, right? And I think they should pause until they find out the status, whether he's okay or not, simply because it's I can't agree with you. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a mother and I'm not a guy, you know what I mean? And I don't play football like that. But I disagree. I totally disagree with you, Bernard. And Derek, I mean, yeah, the guy broke his neck. Did he die? Did he die? Oh my gosh. Now Tua on the other end, when he got hurt, I feel like they should have stopped the game. But they didn't. They kept going, which to me is an issue because I feel like Tua needs to get some medical treatment right now. So I'm just like, wow. Now, Ellis, for as far as the tea, look, Good Morning America, they had two anchors. It was a black guy and a white lady. And I don't know their names off the top of my head because I don't like the situation and I didn't want to give them any publicity or any, but this situation is getting so sickening to the point to where he's getting a divorce from his wife, but the ink has not even dried yet, and he is just out wilding out. They got pictures of him and this woman, his mistress, his side chick, whatever you want to call it, kissing at the airport, traveling, and she done went home and met his parents. I mean, it's just all this kind of stuff, and I could research it and find out what their names are. And you know what? I could probably do that. But do I want to? No, I don't want to give him any more energy. But yeah, but I do want to hear from his wife, from his ex-wife. Well, she's not even ex yet. But anyway, his ex-wife is just simply saying, can you just hold on with all this, public affection because of your daughter, and can you do that? Golly, can you sit down somewhere and just wait until, maybe you have that conversation with your daughter before she sees you with another woman kissing on her and stuff like that. Think about your daughter. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know. Bernard, Derek, I just don't agree. I just think that everything should stop and figure out, it is not that serious to me. But once again, maybe because I'm a woman, I'm a girl, I don't play football, but my kids played football, my family played football. I mean, I'm a football fan. But after seeing something like that, I need a break. How about that? Shoot. If no one wants to break, I'll break. That just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, that's red hot number 2. Red hot topic number 3 is Southwest passengers. Southwest passengers just can't catch a break. Now, if you guys watch the news, which I know you do, but I'm gonna bring it to you because you're talking about it. How about over the Christmas holidays? If you flew Southwest, that was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. How was it a nightmare? They canceled over 600 flights over the Christmas break. 600 flights. And they showed on the news why, because Southwest doesn't have the same route. Their planes don't fly like like American Airline, United. They don't fly like that. They fly in a certain type of route. And when one or two of those planes are off, it seems like the whole system is off, right? And I'm like going, oh my gosh. And so they showed people went to social media. You know how they do. Um, I'm trying to find my cord so I won't die on y'all. But anyway, so they don't went to social media and they were talking about some people. Not only did they spend Christmas at the airport, they never did get home for Christmas. And so trying to cancel a flight and find another one was a no, because all of their flights were jacked up. And then on top of that, no other plane like United or American or Delta, they don't work with Southwest. So you can't even cancel and transfer or switch flights. You can't do none of that. You have to cancel your flight and buy another ticket. And Southwest wasn't paying for it. Now, they might be paying for it now. I don't know if they're paying for it now. But over the Christmas break, they weren't offering refunds. They weren't doing any of that. Can you believe that? Southwest, come on now. Either y'all get on the same system as everybody else, or you need some partnerships. And the owner of Southwest kept apologizing. But if you're at an airport, or I'm talking about for a day or 2 days, and you're at the airport now, some of these passengers was using the restroom like showers, trying to not showers because there's no showers in the airport, but they were washing off and stuff like that in the bathrooms, in the restrooms. That's jacked up. Has anybody ever missed a flight? So you already know that that's horrible, right? Man, please. So here you are, and it's nothing fun about missing a flight or getting a flight canceled, and then you can't get another flight. Not until the next day. How about at all? You can't get another flight. It's a done deal. So people thought that they were going home for Christmas. No, all they did was spend Christmas at the airport. Now, it was some people that went to the hotels and just made the best of it. It was some people that ended up, y'all know I'm at the park now. So anyway, there's people that ended up at other people's house, strangers' house. They spent Christmas at a stranger's house because people just felt sorry for them. That's just horrible. That's just horrible. So, what do you guys think about the Southwest scandal about the flights being canceled, and they still are trying to figure out how to get that thing back on track? So that's red hot number 3. And I know I said I usually have 3, but baby, let me tell you something. Today, I got to talk about at least 5. Number 4, Mega Millions near 1 billion after no tickets, no winning tickets sold. Now, y'all look here. I don't even play lottery. But how can there be no one that has won? I don't understand that. How can you have no winners? Somebody got to win. And not just somebody, it should be multiple winners. I'm not understanding this system. I think it's rigged. I do. Because how can you have a number that nobody got? What? Help me. Help me, help me, help me. All right. Bernard, love is powerful, Mona Lisa, when you find it. Oh, Lord. But no, we just gonna disagree all day, ain't we? Nothing can stop you from moving on it. That couple found each other and they dumped their spouses. Yeah. Oh my. What? Love will make you do the wildest things. That's life. Oh my gosh, Bernard. Yeah. Oh. Okay, Bernard. Married. Just answer that, Bernard, because you sound single. Because being married, it's just you can't do stuff like that. That's single stuff. Oh, I fell in love with you. Oh, I met you. I like you. That's single stuff. When you married, you make a commitment to that one person. That one person's supposed to do all of that for you. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, we we just gonna disagree today. I see. So Ellis, Derek, what do y'all think about Bernard? Wow, I guess Bernard. I mean, yes, love is powerful. Definitely, I agree. Love is very powerful, but like Boomerang, like the movie Boomerang, love should have brought you home last night. You know what I'm saying? No, no, that's not what that is. But I'm open. I'm open to hear what everybody thinks. Bernard, you're definitely letting me know what you think. But Ellis and Derek, what do y'all think about Bernard? Um, wow. Okay, so back on the Mega Millions, do you guys play lottery? Because I think it's rigged. Because out of all of these numbers and money, no one has the winning ticket unless the person that has won has yet to show up. That could be an interesting concept on that because $1 billion and you don't have any winners unless you're a winner and you don't know. Now, I'm not a lotto player, but is that something that happens? You know, let's say you have the winning number and you just don't know, but 1 billion? This is not making sense to me. How can you tell me that no one, no one, no? So, yeah, cray. But speaking of crazy, this is last but not least hot, red hot. How about abortion pill can be sold at pharmacies? Okay, hold on. Let me. I got some folks talking to me here. Let's see. Oh lordy. Derek, I play both lottery and scratch offs. Okay, so can you win and you don't know? Is that how that happens? It happens. Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's a new one for me. It happens. You can win and don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. Because I'm thinking, don't you supposed to scratch it and then you know immediately? I don't know. But what do y'all think about this? While I plug my computer up, abortion pill can be sold at pharmacies. Tell me about what you think about that. I should have wore a jacket. It's getting cool out here. So, what do you guys think about that? So, of course, I do usually start with what I think. Isn't that a beautiful park, y'all? Hold on. Yeah, that's a beautiful park. Nice. Okay. So anyway, what do I think about the abortion pill that can be sold at pharmacies? So I'm going to say this. If a woman doesn't want a baby, she's not gonna have one. I mean, back in the day when they wanted abortions, they would go to the black market, they would go underground, and they would go to people who had no license, no medical equipment, no nothing. Um, and it was dangerous to them. It was dangerous, and some of them even died. Who knows? So if you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. Let me see what Derek said to me. Hold on. Let me see what you said. The abortion pill at the pharmacy is nuts. I know. But think about it. If you don't want a baby, if a woman does not want a baby, she's not gonna want a baby. So is this a healthier choice? Maybe. Anything's better than the black market. You're going to people that have no idea if it's. I was gonna say if it saves her life, but what about the babies? So you're stuck with. And me personally, as you guys know, I do not agree with abortion at all. But once again, if you are raped, if you're molested, if you have a medical treatment emergency and you can't have the baby, you have to have an abortion. In those situations like that, I mean, I can't talk on it because, if you don't want that rapist to have a child, or if you don't want that pedophile or that molester, a person that molested you, you don't want to produce a baby, or your medical condition is not allowing you to have a baby and you have to have an abortion, those type of things I can sort of wrap my brain around, even though I don't agree with it, but I can understand if you would want one. But to avoid going to someone that's not licensed or underground or going to the black market, this is the option. This is the option. Now, my concern is, what does it do to your body? We know what it does to the baby, because the goal, unfortunately, is to kill the baby, which I can't even talk and say that without feeling some type of way. But what is it going to do to your body? And FDA now supposed to have research, or supposed to have had research on this particular thing, or it's been around and you just didn't know about it. Who knows? Who knows, man? Please. But what does it do to your body? Just like everything else, y'all. I mean, it's like, now that I'm 51, it's some things I cannot eat anymore. Period. I just cannot eat it, or my body is cutting up and acting a fool. And it's just real. You can't eat or even do the same things that you used to do. Like, okay, so for instance, I'm 51 now, right? I cannot do dairy. As much as I love me some ice cream and some whipped cream, and a lot of people go, "Hey, MonaLisa, girl, check it out. Just it's some non-dairy, non-dairy this, non-dairy that." Look, let me tell y'all something. Even if it says non-dairy, it's crazy. I don't know what they're putting in the food now. Oh, okay, that's one. The second thing, I can't do wheat, like wheat bread, and I can only do grain and grain, and what is the other one? Fiber, fiber and grain and stuff like that. And this is what's really gonna floor you. I can't do chicken anymore. I haven't eaten chicken in 2 months. Why? Because chicken, I get inflammation like crazy. Rev, if it's approved by FDA, the thought process is that it's safe. That's what they say. But I'm just like, it's probably safer than some of the foods we eat. Girl, you better know it, Rev. I, I, like I was saying earlier, if a woman wants to get rid of a baby, she's going to get rid of a baby. Number two, if it's safer than the black market or underground to get an abortion, then the goal here is to get rid of the baby. But what is it going to do to your body? And that was my very first point. What is it doing to your body? That right there was red hot number 5. So let's run down the red hot list again. Red hot number 1 is the young man that got hit and had a cardiac arrest on the field. They said that he's showing promising signs, which is great. And the conversation on the floor was, should they or should they not continue with the football, right? With football, with the games. And we had some paintings on the show in the gallery that said, it's a job. Get your butt back on the field. And I just can't agree with that. I think they need to wait until they hear back. And then, we had a fan to say one monkey don't stop the show. All because he's hurt, everybody get hurt. All right. Everybody gets hurt, but not like this. And I just feel like that it should be put on hold. But I know I got some folks that don't agree with me, and I don't agree with them. But that's the beauty of the show. The show is just to give you a platform to say what you want to say, and I can receive it. I just can't understand it or agree with it. Okay, and that's number 1 red hot. Number 2 red hot was these 2 hosts, and and the T is I ain't giving their names because I don't like what they doing. Because I'm a married woman, and all of that mess that's going on is foul. Okay, got that out. My soapbox. But anyway, the estranged wife of the male anchor is now speaking out, and what she said was, okay, you don't want me anymore, basically. We're getting a divorce, but can you wait until the divorce is final? Can you wait until the ink is dry before you wild out like you've been doing? I mean, pictures left and right of you kissing, hugging, Can you have some sympathy? Well, not sympathy. Can you have some empathy? Can you understand that not just your wife is going through a divorce, your daughter is? And she has to look at her daddy cut up in the public. And trust me, she sees it. She's 9 years old too. She ain't getting a break. She's not getting a break in school, I'm telling you. I bet the teachers, the principals, everybody and their mama is talking about this little girl daddy. Chill out. That's red hot number 2. Red hot number 3, Southwest passengers just can't catch a break. Now, if you watch the news or if you bought a ticket with Southwest over the Christmas break, you did not get home for the holidays. You were stuck in an airport or hotel or a person you don't even know, because people were opening their homes to people that just couldn't get a flight back home. And so at the time, they couldn't give refunds, or they wouldn't give refunds, and they could not reschedule a flight because the whole Southwest system is its own route. It's this own routing process. and they don't partner with any other airline. So the CEO president of Southwest is now saying that they could schedule some flights. Do you think I would get on another Southwest flight after that happened? You have lost major business. You have lost not thousands, maybe not even, well, millions. Yeah, not billions. You probably lost millions. Yeah, over this because I don't think you got any more customers after that. They were going live on you at the airport, showing you luggage piled on top of one another, people losing their luggage, people cleaning themselves in the restrooms at the airport. Oh, this was a situation, not a good situation at all. I think you might have to start from ground zero with those flights. Derek, I don't agree with what the man is doing, but also there are some women have done the same thing. Red hot topic number 3. Yes, there has been women that do the same thing. I red hot number 3. You mean red hot number 2? Yes, yes. Don't get me wrong. There has been women that's trifling. Yes, but it doesn't make it right. I mean, your business and you're a public figure. You are an influence. You are an anchor on the news. I mean, your face is out there. And for you to let this not slow you down at all, it's just tasteless. And you got a 9-year-old daughter. And your ex-wife is just saying, "Hey, I know you have moved on. I got it. But our divorce papers are not final yet. Can you just wait until that is final?" And we'll see what he says about that. But Southwest passengers, yeah, your CEO of the Southwest Airlines is saying, reschedule with us. Negative. All right. And then red hot number 4 was Mega Millions near $1 billion with a B prize after no winning tickets sold, which I think is shady. And I think it's shady because how can all of these numbers be flying around and there's no winners? And then my question was, can you I guess say, would you have won? Would you have won? And you don't know. Oh, I had no idea. It's past 11 o'clock. Woo-hoo. Well, I get to talking to y'all and I lose track of time. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the MonaLisa Monroe Morning Show. This is nice. I like outside. We'll see if we're going to do this again sometime. Well, I'm over my time, so I will see you guys next Thursday. Take care. Happy New Year.